Alright, welcome back to Path of Exile. This is 7-Gun Jack, my Hierophant explosive arrow character. It is day 6 of the game. We are early stages, very early stage of the endgame, really, because I am slow. Compared to other players. Some other players, at the very least. Certainly streamers who have bypassed me on day 1. Not even very far into day 1. Anyway, yeah, it's actually going pretty good. So we are working on. This is our hideout. We're working on. We're working on. Some number of people are working on the Atlas progression. So we sort of started out. I've been trying to sort of farm Courtyard. I had this theory that, first of all, maybe I could just restrict myself to this area of the Atlas, because the Atlas can only drop maps that you can sort of see and are relatively close in level to the map that you ran last. And Courtyard drops divination cards, which if I collect 6 of them, or it's supposed to drop divination cards, which if I collect 6 of them, will give me a 6-link bow that I want, which is great. And other people have done this, as far as I can tell. I haven't had a single one drop in 5 or 6 Courtyards so far. I've also been running the other in-game areas that can generate that result, so you can run High Gardens. It's sort of garden-themed areas, really. Nothing in High Gardens in, I don't know if it's a dozen runs, but it's some number so far. No cards, so that's going well. But so I've started to progress the Atlas. I'm keeping this as my only tier 5, because I think the way the drop system works for maps is that it rolls the tier randomly first between 1 and the maximum level it can drop, which is either your current, the level of the map you're in, or the level of the map you're in, plus up to 2, depending on whether it's a boss or a magic mob. So I figure if I keep that as my only tier 5, at least if the game decides to drop a tier 5 map, I should get Courtyard. That's my theory. And thanks to missions from from Kirak over here, who occasionally gives you missions to go to places, which I'm actually specialising in on the Atlas tree. I'm working on it. I've got detoured, but we're sort of going up here to Kirak missions. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, because he gives me missions, I could actually skip some of this. So I'm sort of wandering up here at the moment. We've met the Maven, which is nice. Done her initial fight. Yeah, we defeated the first set of bosses, and we're working on some more at the moment. She watched me kill this boss, so she enjoyed that. Pick up another few, and we'll get another fight with her. She actually gives respec points now for this, as well as a skill point, which is rather nice. I'd like to get to favourite maps. Unfortunately, the first favourite slot is completing a tier 16 map, and the highest tier we're at is 10, I think now. I swear we've done a tier 10. We've got a tier 10, we haven't done a tier 10. Oh, Orchard would be nice. That's another garden map. Yeah, I'd like to run Orchard. Yeah, so we're working our way up here. And we can get favourites for doing a tier 16 at the top, completing Elder, Shaper, Conqueror, Cyrus, Fenarius, Shaper again? Oh, Shaper Guardian. Right, okay. Maven, Big Bads, and the Feared. Like we're going to manage the Feared. It's not going to happen. But that's sort of going okay. Gear-wise, everything we have kind of blows. I'm using this slightly shitty unique because it rolled 5-link, and hell, it was better than what I had. It's not that bad. It doesn't have any spell suppression or life. I got a terrific chest drop. Really, really nice. I'm just checking that recording is working. It is. Good. Projects. Yeah, this fell out of a Val ritual, and apart from the socket colour, which is a serious difficulty, that's tremendous. Spell suppression, life, a resist, decent defense of some sort, and some other shit. Yeah, can't complain about that. So that will probably be our next bit of chest armor, and it will be a 6-link. However, it's currently, because corrupted items drop with random socket colors if they do drop, we've got blue, blue, green, red. We've got 3 green, a red, and 2 blue. I may just have to, I don't know, think harder. But yeah, so if I could ever use that, that'd be pretty nice. One thing I am very pleased with is I've just found this. I've just found Skirmish using the League mechanic, which is pretty nice. I was just innocently going about my business, using these little widgets to power up monsters within maps. I thought I'd use up a Berserker for laughs because the map was a bit unrewarding. And on the 4th mob I released, so the 4th powered Berserker, I rolled Skirmish. So that's nice. We'll be using that because that's the recommended quiver for this build. And also it has +1 maximum number of summoned totems, which means because we currently have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 totems, add 1 and we would be 7 gun. So that would be appropriate, I think. Yeah, in fact I might do that now. Ah, except we don't have the decks. Well, you know. And now everything's screwed. That's just fine. That's just fine. We can sort this out. Let's just get rid of that shit.
I'll need to be lighter on my feet to use this.
Seriously? Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to do some sorting out to get that to work. Also found a Doom Fletch, which is fine. We're building up the bow collection with things we don't really want. I found that Quill Rain fiddling around with an alt, which was novel. I do have a Tabula as well. I did find a Tabula, again, fiddling around with an alt at low level, which would be good apart from the complete lack of stats. I mean, it would let me 6-link. I just wouldn't have any chest stats, which is a little bit crippling, but it could work. Yeah, so, you know, we're doing alright. We're accumulating currency, as one does. Found some fossils, haven't actually been delving yet. All these have fallen off the League mechanic, which is reasonably cheerful. Been accumulating some div cards, like this one, which we can now trade, apparently, for 3 essence.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Apparently. So, anger, I could use that to up fire damage or resistance on things. I don't want to up fire damage on things because flat fire damage is very bad for this build. But that's fine. So yeah, we're accumulating some stuff. Just generally collecting these to start trading them in for gem cutters prisms, so I can then either quality up my gems, which would be good. Explosive arrows got to level 18 in a bit. 20 is the quote maximum unquote. I'd like to go for a 21. Last week I just couldn't get a 21 despite about 6-7 tries, including using the Val altar in the temple that's supposed to give you great results. So yeah, RNG. Yeah, so that's all fine really. I think we've already got that one. Oh no, apparently we haven't. Don't want it this time round. Don't need added chaos damage. I mean, it's novel that it reserves life, but not particularly useful. Found this, which I'd never found before. I mean, I don't think I plan on using it at all, because I'm not really that bothered about blind. Global damage is nice. Also, slight drawback, not a bow, therefore can't. Blessings. So, yeah. And, you know, we've found some items that are sort of okay, generally. Yeah, so it's going fairly well. I probably left some loot in here. Yeah, I did. This is the rest of the stuff that fell off that last mob. Apparently we got a Loath idol. Game thinks that's very significant. It's probably that Purati. Yeah, that looks like a temple mod. So that's rolled with fire damage leeches as life. Unfortunately, in our case, it would leech as life for our... not for us, but for our totems. Enjoying the MTX. I like my little dragon cannon, fellas. That's very nice. Enjoying this pirate. It's all good. Yeah. So, yeah, things are going reasonably well. Next priorities, I mean, work our way up to tier 16 would be good. Keep attempting to farm Courtyard, or maybe we might get luckier in Orchard, wherever that's gone. Yeah, maybe we'll roll Orchard at some stage. That'd be quite nice if it did. Need to get better gear, and we've actually got positive Chaos Res, which is something. It's not maxed by any stretch of the imagination. We are maxed on other resistances, which is kind of useful. Our damage reduction is pretty rubbish. I am now running, wherever the hell it is, Molten Shell. Not Val Molten Shell, because I don't have one yet. This is SSF, which I think people probably know. Yeah, so I can't buy items because that's a silly way to do things. Yeah, so we do have CWDT, customer damage taken, and Molten Shell, so that's quite useful at protecting us somewhat. That's locked at level 10, so that gives us a bit of extra armor, but we don't have that much armor. It's really quite pathetic at the moment. 68. I didn't actually realize it was that bad. I keep finding evasion gear that doesn't suck quite as hard as the stuff I've got, so we've ended up swapping out all of our actual physical damage reduction gear. Our evasion exists, but it's a 30% chance to evade, so and our spell suppression is really quite pathetic as well, 5%. So we're taking a lot of damage. Now around these maps, I was like the map I was just doing, Courtyard, that's fine. Up here in the tier 9s, that's starting to bite slightly. Our damage is also not superb yet, and we're only part of the way through this build anyway. We're still on the early tree. We don't have our 4th ascendancy. We've only got 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Not that the 4th is much to write home about with this build, because it's just some extra mana, regen, and effective arcane surge. I mean, you know, that's fine. Yeah, and there's a respec to move all this lot down to the other source of ballista totems coming, which I think is down here. Yeah, there's a respec coming to get us down here instead. And to spec out of this damage once we do enough. And we're working our way around to increase mana reservation efficiency of skills, because I currently can't run all my auras even. I can run my banner, which is handy. I can run precision and determination to give me extra accuracy, so I can actually hit things rather than miss, and armor, which is good because I don't really have any. So yeah, with that on, the armor's actually much better. Rather than virtually none. It's yeah, it's better. But we can't currently run Grace, which would give us evasion as well, just because I don't have, because each of these reserve mana from my maximum total, as you'll see if I do that. Yeah, we just don't have spare mana. I need 100 odd so I can
My mana is spent.
flurry out totems. Yeah, so we need more mana, which we'll get as we level up or from gear. At least we've got... Oh, we also do have endurance charges now, thankfully, thanks to our ascendancy. Because of the lovely node that gives us... yeah, +4 to minimum endurance charges, which is pretty awesome. Because each one of those, I think, gives us 5% physical damage reduction, so that's 20% off the top from physical damage, which is, like, constantly, which is great. And power charges, I mean, yeah, this extra crit is kind of nice. You know, that's all fine. So yeah, it's going Going reasonably. Flasks are still garbage. Don't have anything on auto cast. I'm using these occasionally to get some more evasion and armor. That's chaos in case I meet something grim. I should probably swap that out depending on what I'm doing, but I'm not. Quicksilver for moving, and health for becoming healed and getting rid of corrupted blood. So that's all fine. Yeah. Yes, it's going okay. I need to work out how to equip this skirmish. Probably going to involve swapping out this rather crappy amulet for a slightly less crappy amulet, which gives me some dex, I'm guessing. And then maybe we won't be as short of the dexterity we need, which appears to be 179. Yeah. Yes. So, that's the plan. We shall carry on. When you come back next, I imagine we'll have done some more Atlas. I pray to God we'll have found a 6-link bow by then. I doubt it. And maybe I'll have figured out what the hell to do with this useless but otherwise amazing armor, if I can just fix the colours. Either that or I switch the gems around. I could use different supports. But yeah, we'll think of something. So, yes, good. All going splendidly. In the meantime, I shall press on. See you later. Cheerio, bye.